Hey, Mr. Clash here. Have a look at the troops at the bottom. Miners, that's what we're going to be looking at today. Town Hall 10 miner attacks. Pretty devastating as well. We've done a lot of FCing in the clan with the Town Hall 10 miners. Now, the main point with them for maximum efficacy, I guess you could say, 3-star ability, is that the clan castle in the middle is really consider this troop combo if the clan castle is a lava hound. Yes, you could do a Sui Lalo as well, obviously. However, if you've got something like an Electro Dragon or baby dragons or things like that, it may not work so well. I have seen miners running away from a normal dragon that never seemed to be able to get a beat on them. I have seen them running away from a baby dragon as well. I did see a lava hound pop and the pups were chasing the miners everywhere. Now what happens in that case is the lava hound pups, they do spit their little orange things. And when the miners duck underground and they go running off, those little orange things from the lava pups still follow the miners under the ground. And when the miners pop back up, they get hit by the little orange spits from the lava pups. So if the lava hound pops, your miners could be in a fair bit of trouble. So that being said, in this case, we don't want the queen to pop the lava hound. That's why I said the miners could be good. So, and it's the way you deploy. So in this case, we've got a lava hound in the clan castle. It was scouted by Town Hall 9. So the object is you're going to have the queen path down one side. So in this case, the queen will path here. And we're going to create a little bit of a funnel. This is the wizard and archers over on this side to help the king go down this side. We're not creating a funnel for anything other than the king to path down, because if you just drop the king, he might go this way, he might go that way. We want to make sure he's going down the side. We want to kind of make sure the queen's going to go down the other side. And now you're going to use the siege machine to tank for the miners. If you can get the siege machine to tank for the queen as well, hey, that works also very well because it helps keep the queen alive. If you can't, I wouldn't lose too much sleep over it. What I would suggest is make the troop combo up and practice in your clan. Now, the other thing that we have found in all the FCs is this square shaped base. This works a treat on these sorts of square type bases. Anyway, let's just have a look at it. We'll talk through as it comes. So we've got the queen going down here. No healers or anything like that on the queen, because it's kind of like a Sui attack. So you've got the queen up the top there. We've got the archer and the wizard creating this funnel. Watch, as soon as that goes down, the siege will come in. There we go. Siege in, king can drop. So you've got siege, king. Now the king has nowhere else to go. He will path down this way. Why is that important? It's important so that the miners are never tempted to go outside and be pathing down on the outside here while weapons shoot at them. This way, if there's no outside, they're forced to stay inside and deal with the weapons instead of pathing outside. So the queen ability will be used on this attack. So siege machine going through nicely. Miners will usually get in front of the siege machine, so the siege gets pretty deep into the base. You can see rage is being used over here. The rage was already used. You've got the poison spell that obviously went down. Now, obviously, if you have a Town Hall 10, you've got a lava hound and something else. It's not necessarily a balloon. Sometimes it's a wizard and an archer. Sometimes it's 4 or 5 other troops. It could be a couple of minions. There's all sorts of things that it could be. But the whole point is that with the queen pathing on the outside over here, she's not in the middle popping the lava hound. And the lava hound is really not effective against the miners at all. Yes, these miners over here do perish a little. However, there's a load of miners over here with the heroes. And, well, these two splash defenses don't really stand a chance against this load of miners because the miners do have a good lot of health. So here we go. Bomb will go off. Still affected by the miners, but look how much health they had. They were pretty good. They took out the wizard pretty easily. Let's have a look at that again now that you know what to expect. So the idea is you need to know that the clan castle has a Lalo or at least a lava hound in the clan castle. So if you can have a scout, that's fantastic. Then you go, you see the lava hound, then you go, that means I might be able to use miners. If the base has a sort of a squareness to it like this, then that's another sort of tick in the box to say I might be able to use miners. Then if you can have a look at how you can path the siege machine through, possibly take out one of the infernos, that's another tick that says I can possibly use miners. And then with those sorts of boxes ticked in the base identification sort of realm, then you can go, beautiful, I think I'll use miners on this one. Now you do have the Skellies popped and a couple of Teslas popped over there, but it's okay, I've got the heal spell down. Inferno goes down, all those miners pathing everywhere. Unfortunately, this freeze just missed that Inferno, but it did capture a couple of other things, which was pretty good. We'll have a look at this a few times so you can get the nuance for it. It's a pretty simple attack, but it's all about the timing. If you don't time it right, if you're too sloppy on the timing, such as you drop the miners too early before that nice little funnel's created with the queen, the miners might want to start pathing around the outside. So if you just drop the king and queen and then the siege and then you just did all the miners because you're just in a rush, no good. You've got to give the funnel a little bit of a chance to be created. And when I'm saying a funnel here, it's not like a traditional funnel to get bowlers into the middle, golems into the base with some bowlers and a king. Your funnel is to stop the miners leaving the base. You can get them in, it's to stop them leaving the base. So that's why you're putting the king down one side and the queen down the other. The other aspect, of course, is if you wanted to also have maybe a couple of wizards that have teed up with the king, you could, if you wanted to, drop a couple of miners and pick up 3 extra wizards. You'd have 37 miners then for 3 wizards if you wanted to help the king just do a little bit of funneling. But start with this troop combination. Have a little bit of a look on a base. If you have clan mates that have a little bit of a square base, I would try and do FCs with this troop combination as opposed to multiplayer village raiding, because you're going to be going through siege machines. And just as a courtesy to your clan mates who would be donating the siege machines, donating siege machines endlessly just to do village raidings for practice, you'd be better off just to get one siege machine, and that way you could do 10, 15 or 20 friendly challenges on these sorts of bases in your clan. Now we did discover, as I said, that these square bases seem to fall fresh hit on a lot of bases. So we obviously knew they were Lava Hound in the clan castle, which is what we were doing in the friendly challenge, because this attack is best suited if the clan castle has a Lava Hound. So we loaded up clan castle in the friendly challenges with Lava Hounds, and then we just attacked a whole different range of bases. We attacked some very common Town Hall 10 ring bases with Infernos in them as well. They also fell. Again, it was the same principle that was sort of applying, and that is you're trying to have these heroes path down the outside in a way to try and take this outside trash or whatever to try and keep the miners inside the base. So that's the idea behind the attack. Heroes down one side, miners down the middle, siege machine up the guts. If you can take, like I said, if you can take this out, take that, siege machine tanks, if it can lock onto infernos, tick, tick, tick. You're ticking across the board. Yes, this is a base that's suitable for this sort of attack. And do try it out. As you can see, there's not too much concern about getting heroes into the middle of the base to deal with the queen. Queen was subject to the poison as well, so that slowed her down. There was not too much concern about dealing with the king. The miners were doing that all themselves. With 39 miners plus another 5 in the siege machine, we're talking about 44 miners, and the base is wrecked as long as you get the funnel right. Just remember, the hero's job is to funnel the outside, and that's to keep the miners on the inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up to the question of the day. And the question of the day is this: how come Cinderella is no good at any sport that she plays? If she plays soccer, she's no good at it. If she plays a rugby type of a sport, she's no good at it. If she plays tennis, she's no good at it. If she plays squash, she's no good at it. Why is she no good at any sport she chooses to play? The answer is because her coach is a pumpkin. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I trust that you learnt something useful in this. Do please try it in your wall. We've had a lot of fun with this. We have been 3-starring some bases with this as well. And if you do a minor attack, do please let me know what sort of troop combos you use. Me might have a little bit of a play with your troop combos and see how they go, and if there are any special bases that they get used on, do please let me know those as well, and we'll see how they go. We can do a video on those. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.